Welcome, beloveds, to our Joining in Light group. Let's begin with the light of infinite being. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
We'll ask for Joining in Light group.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. We'll ask Jesus what miracles are needed in this joining and also what his guidance is for us. And we're hearing to look at the desire to kill God. So we'll start with the light and just be with that desire. I hear yes, I have that desire to kill God.
I don't want to admit it. It's very subtle, it seems like.
Seems to be a lot of ideas about what that means. So
I missed something about what means.
Oh, there seems to be a lot of ideas about what that means, about what it means to kill God.
To kill God.
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
We just have to ask Jesus for his interpretation, because we hear some of these desires and it's like, what? But go at it with just an open mind and not knowing anything, not assuming I know what this means, and ask within and see what we hear.
Yes, this is good practice in his interpretation. Jesus, help me see this in the light, as the light.
I'm a little bit confused about the session because it's so different to the last ones that I joined. So what is the purpose here? Is it like a continuous interaction or?
Well, what we'll do is we'll just follow the steps that are given in the miracle worksheet. The first thing to do is to ask Jesus what desire to look at together. And so in prayer, we heard to look at the desire to kill God. And then we ask him what miracles are needed to be performed. And we ask him also what his guidance is for us in the session. And we start with the light, and then we stay as the light, and we look at the relishing of the desire. So once we check in with him and we say, okay, Jesus, do I have this desire to kill God below my level of awareness? And then hear his answer. Then we just sit with the desire, which is like the relishing of that desire, wanting that, and just take his hand and let him guide us through the session. And we practice listening to the inner voice, the light within, and then speaking when we're prompted to speak or share. So we just check in with him continuously through the session. Is this something you want me to share? And then, and also as guided, we ask for a miracle when it feels that it's time to ask that question. So that's basically it. It's just very simple.
Okay.
It's just
Sure.
mostly seeing that we have the desire, and then letting him reveal what we need to see about that. What's most helpful for the healing of the mind
We
right
take
now.
about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Go about 40 minutes. We have a timer.
Yeah. And a helpful question to ask is what we value with this desire. What do we think we get from the desire to kill God? What does it seem to be getting us?
And I keep asking, show me the relishing and show me what it is you want me to see about this desire, and try not, and just stop ourselves, our minds, from trying to interpret and think we
Yeah.
know what this means.
Yeah, stay with it. That's essential, is to stay with the desire for the experience. And when the mind kind of drifts off into recreating the experience, to just gently come back to the desire and stay with the wanting of it, just the pure wanting of the desire for the experience. You may notice like a release, like energy. I've heard the analogy of it like a kettle letting off steam slowly, and that's kind of how it just, the energy's arising, and then there's the willingness just to release it into the light. And also we may notice if there's holding. That's another really helpful thing to ask is, Jesus, am I holding or releasing the desire?
A good part of our time is spent in silence and talking with Jesus within. There's not a lot of sharing of experiences. There's no storytelling, no sharing of experiences. It's very quiet and contemplative because we're listening within.
Now we can ask what value we get, what is the value we place on it? What do we think that we get from the desire to kill God? I hear power.
Control, which is very close to power. I noticed Grace of Innocence wants to come in and say, I would never do that. That's way beyond anything I would ever think of.
You would never think of what?
Of killing God.
Killing God. What comes to me ever since this question was raised about
Yeah, there's
this,
like a,
is punishment, self-defense. I don't know if the desire is there. I don't get a clear feeling of a desire, but what keeps coming for me is the very first thing that came to me was, this is ridiculous. Why would I want to do that? But, you know, if I thought, okay, be open. I don't know what is there. And so be open. And I'm still not getting a clear, but what the word punishment keeps coming up. That would be, so whether that means, it's my interpretation that so that would that be my, if I did have the desire to kill God, but the word punishment just keeps coming up. So I'm not going to interpret, but yeah.
Let's ask Jesus. Let's ask.
Yes, yeah, that's what keeps coming up for me.
did you hear protection?
No, I heard
Protection?
no, self-defense, self-defense,
Oh, defense. Yeah.
self-defense and punishment. But it, to me, the whole idea of wanting to kill God is just so completely, as Kay would say, off the rails, so completely it's just ridiculous. But hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was seeing how I want to label it as like a bad thing. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, sorry.
That's okay. What I see is that there's pleasure in this.
Let's hear what Jesus has to say too, and not just our interpretation of it.
What feels very strong for me is, where would I be if there was no God? Where would I be? And that's just inconceivable. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we can just check in with the light. You see that the light is here. And this desire is wanting to kill the light out of awareness. It's like a cherishing the impossible.
Cherishing what?
Cherishing the impossible.
Oh. Yeah, and what you were saying, what I'm hearing is that it's wanting to kill off the light and do it my way. Anytime we don't want to listen to inner guidance, we're killing off, we're denying the light that's available with the answers.
It's like we can go deeper and see what else there is that we value.
A lot of it broke up, Renee.
Uh,
Can you, it was hard to understand most of what you heard. What you said, all I heard was value at the
Oh.
end.
yeah, that we could go deeper. We can go deeper and see what else there is that we value. Mm. It's like looking is going to kill me. I'm going to get killed for looking. So I'm going to beat God to the punch and kill him. Kill him off before it, so it's like kind of getting um, like like a sense of relief. Um, it's like that idea that God is the bad guy. God is coming to get me. So the most natural thing to do would be to kill God. Like what they refer to I can't remember. Maybe it's not important.
Jesus, what would you have us see about this desire that we may be trying to avoid?
It's just hearing that I relish that story.
what I'm hearing is that we just want to forget about God and do it our way. And it can be very subtle below our level of awareness. Oh, I need to go do this now. And we're not checking in for guidance on everything. This is what I'm hearing is killing off the light.
Mhm. Yeah, what I hear is one way is like through false humility, kind of like a throw off of the desire, rather than to like really hand it over to him. It's like I'd rather um, be in like a false humility. But I hear that I'm willing to see that I could be wrong about this. That there's actually any value in killing God.
What I'm hearing is that if we focus on the wanting of this desire, even though it doesn't feel right, just the wanting energy of wanting to kill off the light, that Jesus will reveal what's underneath this.
Yeah, it just seems like it's like fun, or it's just a game. And but it's like the like a jester, like laughing and playing and kind of, getting a lot of power through that, a lot of pleasure through that idea, that desire. And what I hear is just that there's like the real, like, um, like I have a choice. Like choosing against myself. Killing God is choosing against myself. Or killing the light out of awareness is choosing against myself. And getting a lot of pleasure out of that. Falling at it.
So what you're saying is that the desire is still for self-attack.
Self-attack. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that too.
Yes,
All desires are self-attack.
Yes.
self-attack.
Yes. I'm also hearing salvation. But I can find salvation through the desire to kill God.
A lot of what you said broke up.
Salvation, that I can find salvation. Is it coming through now? And also not wanting divine power, not wanting to be the light,
There's certainly what's coming to me, that there's certainly
Just simply not wanting to be the light. I don't know if what I said came through. Did what I said about not wanting to be the light, did you all hear that?
Mhm. Mhm.
So we can ask if there's holding or release.
What I'm hearing is that I use very subtle ways to want to deny the light, which is another way of killing off God.
Mhm.
Just use different words that may be a little bit easier to comprehend. And that I especially love out picturing and daydreaming, mind wandering. And so I can see there's some still holding on to this.
Mhm.
Yes, that is certainly a better way of putting it. That every time I distract myself or do mind wandering, that is actually my way of killing off God. And that resonates with me a lot more than, and I certainly still do that. But that resonates with me a lot more than that original killing of God, as if he's not in my life. That I can't deal with that. That is too much. That's so alien. But yes, I can accept that every time I distract myself, I'm actually at that moment I've let God go out of my life. That resonates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's more to see. Definitely, there's more to see. And um, if it's light though, it's lightened up quite a bit in just looking at the willingness to just look at this directly. And just keep offering the thoughts that come to the light. And stay with Jesus.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is that as we're willing to focus and be open to listening to that voice within, then more will be revealed. And that this is not complete yet.
Yeah, we're complete with looking this session. But there's definitely more to see. Just starting to see that it doesn't work. It's never gonna bring me salvation. I can't find salvation in killing God. But to just stay with him and let him show. Keep handing it over to him. So thank you all for joining, bringing your light here.
Good night. Nice to meet you, Anya.
Nice to meet you too. It's nice to see you, Renee.
You too.